Talk show host and Fox News contributor Leslie Marshall is with us. Quite happy with what Mark Cuban's opinion is, even though voters, as we know from the polls, do not trust her. Welcome, Leslie. Interesting chat with Mark Cuban.
Yes.
Said he'd be VP for either Hillary or Donald Trump.
Equal opportunity for himself.
Apparently so, yeah, playing both sides, literally. Look, the polls... Interesting. I want to bring up the poll among women. 50% for Hillary, 32% for Trump. I'm frankly surprised it's that close. Is that worrying for Hillary Clinton?
No, not right now. I mean, you have to remember, first of all...
Why isn't she appealing to more?
I think that she will. But the one thing I have to say, and ladies are in the house, women are sometimes women's worst obstacle. Really. I mean,
why?
Women are women's worst obstacle. Ladies, right?
Yeah.
You know, if I get off the air today and people tell me you look fat or whatever, it's women saying it.
What?
It's not the men saying it. It's the women saying. So I'm not surprised about that. One, and I think that women, like some men, feel threatened by women like Hillary, who are very strong, they're very aggressive, they have been and want to be in even more powerful positions. And believe it or not, I have spoken to some women who don't feel that women should be president or that women should be in positions of power.
Or is it more, Leslie, that people don't trust her, her track record, the email scandal? They don't have faith in her that she's telling the truth.
I don't think that would go along lines of gender. Yeah, there are definitely people who don't trust her. I have friends last night I was having cocktails with who felt that way. But they will still vote for her. I think regarding the women, right now you still have Senator Sanders in play in the minds of Sanders supporters who were in that revolution until the end of July. Even though you have 4 out of 5 Sanders supporters say that they'll support, he has a lot of those females, you know, that are supporting him, and I think they're going to come around and you'll see those numbers change with Hillary. And I think also if Donald Trump continues to say things as he has said in the past about women, I think that you'll see a wider gap in those numbers between the two candidates.
So we finally got the president endorsing Hillary yesterday, and he'll get out on the campaign trail with her next week, starting in Wisconsin. He's no doubt a gifted speaker. Does he help her or not? Because his popularity rating much higher than hers, it appears.
Well, her husband, former President Bill Clinton's popularity is higher than all of theirs, and he's been out on the campaign trail, and he has in the past, like in 2008, and she is not and has not been our president. I don't put as much stock when people say, oh, this one's endorsed, or this organization, this person has endorsed. So with all due respect to my president, who I voted for both cycles, I think it's great, but I think that the people who supported him pretty much already support her, and if they don't, they support Bernie, and then they will support her.
Let me ask you this. It was interesting that the president met with Loretta Lynch yesterday.
Yes.
The optics of that are not good because Hillary's under federal investigation. Here we have the president just endorsing her and then meeting with the attorney general. I don't think the optics on that are very good. What are your thoughts?
Well, I think if you look, you know, you can look at it a couple of ways. One, he's the president of the United States and she's the attorney general. They really should be having meetings.
But he's just...
either way, if he had met with her before, what is the time frame that's okay? I think for any sitting president,
not hours after he just endorsed Hillary.
Right, but is he going to endorse Donald Trump? I was having this conversation with somebody else on air the other day, and I said, do you seriously think that any Democrat's going to stand up and endorse the presumptive Republican nominee or vice versa? It isn't going to happen. Anybody in their party is going to endorse the presumptive nominee for their party. That's politics.
What about Elizabeth Warren, very quickly? I wanted to ask you about her. Very powerful, great speaker, can be the attack dog, if you like, for the Clinton campaign. But is she vice president material? And what would 2 women on the ticket look like?
Because of what I said earlier about women, I would not, if I were running and if I were advising Secretary Clinton, put 2 women on the ticket. You want somebody who's different than you, who's going to not just compliment you as a teammate, but maybe gather some votes for people that may not like you, but like the other individual.
She could also upstage Hillary, which would not be good.
No, I don't think she could upstage her. She's great. She's a great woman. I love her, but I don't think putting 2 women on the ticket.
Leslie, you made a great point, though. 8 years ago, that was Hillary's problem, was Democratic women.
Yeah.
So you make that's a solid point.
Very good. Leslie Marshall, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.